Let's try. But it's really good because I'm not thinking of it.
Hi everyone, I'm Isaac and I'm a Genshin Impact free-to-play player. So I have recently hit Adventure Rank 41 and I really enjoy the game very much. So I try to play about 4 hours a day. So the reason that I created this channel, why I play, is so that I can share some insights that I found in-game that hopefully can help you guys as you navigate through the world. So without further ado, maybe let's see what I have. Recently, many players have expressed their frustration at how restricting the resin system is, and I'm sure you've experienced it yourself. So the complaints include how slow the resin regenerates, how you can use up all your resin in 20 minutes, and really after that there's nothing to do once you're done with all your resin. So this led me to the question, should I farm enemies? Is it worth it to farm enemies? To find out the answer to this question, I will compare the hourly income we can get from farming enemies and compare it against the daily income that we can pick up from doing our dailies. In this table, you can find all the sources of daily income that you can get in one day. So we start with the battle pass, followed by daily commissions, expeditions, spending all your resin, and finally the 10 random world quests that you can pick up every day. Now, as you can see, I have made a couple of assumptions. For the battle pass, we assume that it lasts for 42 days and after that you can move on to the next battle pass. For daily commissions, right, is as you see, it's for world level 5. For expeditions, we're going to assume we can send 5 characters on expedition, so that's what I did. And for the daily resin, we are using 180 daily resin, which is exactly 24 hours in a day. So for our calculation, we did not include the Spiral Abyss floors 9 to 12, even though technically these are repeating sources of income that you can do every 2 weeks. So the reason is simple, is because not everybody has gone through floors 9 to 12. I myself am struggling with floor 9. I hope to get to floor 10 soon before the reset. And now we have to end the most important part, which is your hourly income from farming. So because there are a lot of variables involved, I'll just tell you what are the assumptions that I base my farming on, and then you can do a comparison with your own farming. For my farming, I picked up 90% of Ascension materials dropped by enemies. At the same time, I did not go out of my way to look for ores or for investigate points. So if I found them on the way, I picked them up, and if they were not, I just skipped them. So in the end, I picked up about 120 ores as well as checked out 15 investigation points. So one very important thing to note about farming is that the experience you get is actually multiplied by 4 because each party member gets the full amount of experience when you kill an enemy, even if they are dead. Alright, so actually farming does give quite a bit of experience. So when you earn experience, you also save Mora at a rate of 5 experience earned to 1 Mora save. In other words, you can also get an increased Mora gain, and this was factored into my calculations. After almost 5 hours of farming, I killed close to 1,000 enemies. And I'd just like to highlight the Electro-Sicins as well as the Eye of the Storm that I included on my farming route, because many YouTubers, in fact I think most YouTubers, don't even put this in their farming routes. The reason I understand is because they don't drop any Ascension materials, but actually they give excellent Mora amounts. So did you know that one Sicin drops almost 3 Hilichurls worth of Mora, and Eye of the Storm gives the same Mora as a Stonehide Lava Churl, so not including them is really quite a hit to your Mora income. So on top of that, I also collected 1,152 Ascension materials. Okay guys, since we're on this topic, let me digress a bit. So as you can see on the screen, these are the Ascension materials that I've collected, and you can see the requirements for ascending your character and your 4-star weapon to the next level. So it takes 24 of the blue type materials to ascend your character, while it takes 12 of the blue type materials and 18 of the purple type materials to ascend your 4-star weapon. So keep in mind, I'm using Ascension values for level 80 to 90, and to highlight, you will only reach these Ascension level requirements at Adventure rank 50. So I want to highlight this because I've heard a lot of people say that they can't get the resources in time for Adventure rank 45, but the limit is actually 50, so just want to put that out there. So as you can see, we have an assortment of materials here, which doesn't mean very much right now, but if we combine all the materials into the highest possible tiers, so the blue and purple tiers, you can see that with just 10 hours or so of farming, you've got enough materials to hit your Ascension requirement for one character, or perhaps even more than one character because we're farming all resources at the same time. Of course, this is great news for your farming requirements, but what it means is that you're going to have tons of extra materials left over. So this is a big problem because you cannot discard inventory materials from your backpack. So that doesn't seem like a problem maybe for you right now if you're not anywhere near the 30,000 inventory limit, but I assure you I'm having issues with this. Alright, I can only throw 7,000 items in my backpack. They're mostly flowers, silly seeds, fruits and other things you pick up in the world, but I do need at least a bit of those in order to cook dishes and so on. So actually recently I experienced an issue with this inventory limit when we came to the Mora quest. For the Mora quest, you need to go to the general shop and get one of the various resources in the general shop. However, when I came to the general shop and I pressed purchase item, I get the following error. As you can see on the screen, I'm unable to purchase the required item. So without being able to purchase this item, I simply cannot cook the dish that is required for the Mora quest. And this is just one simple example of how the inventory limit could actually get in the way. Imagine if my inventory was full of Ascension materials and I could not throw anything away. I think this is really a serious problem. And in fact, I've already written into MiHoYo and given them my feedback because they need to do something about this. At the rate I'm farming, I'm going to run out of space and I can't possibly combine Mora for resources I don't need, right? Okay guys, so here's the part you've been waiting for, the results. Alright, so I'll leave it on the screen. You can come back to it if you want to refer to our actual numbers, but if not, let's go on to the first conclusion. So the first conclusion we have is that farming actually does make a noticeable difference in your income. So first we look at character XP. You can see for free to play players, you are getting 92% more XP than if you were to just rely on your daily income. For every single hour you farm, that means in a day, if you farm 5 times, you're literally getting 4 or 5 times the XP that you could have gotten if you just completed your dailies and logged off. For Battle Pass players, you can benefit from a 31% increase per hour, which is not as high, but it's still pretty good. And you can see that from Weapon and Mora, you can get about 10% to 25% increase in rates. Alright, it's not as good, but it's definitely still noticeable, which means if I spend a whole day on it, I could be progressing twice as fast when it comes to these resources. Conclusion number 2, you can get about 2 to 3 hours of resource farming by purchasing the Battle Pass. So this, if you haven't purchased Battle Pass, this can factor into your decision whether or not to get the Battle Pass. But just to cover the results, if you go specifically to farm for ores or to farm for investigate points, you will actually be getting more weapon experience or artifact experience than is what is shown on the charts. Alright, and now for conclusion number 3. So for conclusion number 3, we noticed that the only way you can get artifact XP without spending resin is by farming enemies in the open world. Alright, but as you can see from the results that we've estimated, the efficiency you'll get is somewhere around 5%. Alright, this is because the amount of artifacts as well as the quality artifacts that you're going to drop is really pretty bad compared to what you can get from farming domains. Alright, so at such a low efficiency rate, I strongly encourage players not to convert their artifacts into Mora, because I've been hearing lots of advice, lots of streamers and PSAs, saying that you can do so in order to get more Mora, right? But this is really as a last resort because you need the artifact XP. It's really hard to get, and believe me, when you try to upgrade all your characters with 5-star artifacts, you can't even gear 3 or 4 of them before running out of XP. I haven't seen a 5-star artifact drop yet outside of resin domains, so if that happens to you, do let us know in the comments below so we all have a little bit to look forward to. Alright guys, thanks for watching till the end of the video. I hope that this video has helped you wherever you are in Genshin Impact, and if you enjoyed it, please feel free to press the thumbs up button below. So I'd just like to share with you a bit about my channel, why I play. So the reason I created this channel is really to deconstruct the game. So what I mean by that is to find unique ways to play the game, unique insights, right, that can help you play the game differently. So if you like what I'm trying to do here, please feel free to subscribe to my channel so that you can receive notifications when I release new videos. So I'm really interested to get new content out there, and this would help me a lot. Now, if you have any other thoughts, any comments on what I said today, please feel free to share in the comment section below. Yeah, until next time, I'll see you again. I'm Isaac from Why I Play.